Hello guys, in this video I will be discussing about modulation. Now, before going into discuss about modulation, we should have to see some problems related to direct transmission of baseband signals. Transmission of baseband signals. What are baseband signals? Baseband signals are basically signals of relatively low frequency. So we can say that the frequency of baseband signal is very much low, typically some kilohertz, maybe 10 to 20 kilohertz. So what are the examples of baseband signal? Here I'm talking. So this is a voice signal. So this is also a baseband signal. Now my voice is captured or my voice is recorded. So that signal will be audio signal. So audio signal is also baseband signal. Now let's see what should be the size of antenna to transmit a signal through a wireless channel. Here is a formula that height of antenna is proportional to the quarter of the wavelength of that signal. Now I'm not going to derive this formula from scratch. So here lambda is the wavelength of the signal. So we can write like this: h equals to k into lambda by 4. So k is basically a proportionality constant. We can consider k as 1. Now we know that the velocity of the wave is exactly equals to frequency multiplied by wavelength, where v is the velocity, f is the frequency. Now also we know that for electromagnetic wave, the velocity is exactly equals to the velocity of light. So in this equation you can write v as c. So after writing v as c, you will get that c is equals to f lambda. Now lambda is c by f. So we can put the value of lambda in equation 1. So the value will be h equals to kc by 4f. We can consider k as 1 for sake of understanding and sake of simplicity. Now let's take a problem. This is actually a very important relation. So here is a given problem. If the frequency of baseband signal is, let's say, 3 kilohertz, then find the height of antenna. So here c is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. F is 3 kilohertz and which is 3000 hertz, and we can assume k as 1 as I have told you. So we have this formula. If we put all of this value in this formula, you will get that 25 kilometers, which is physically impossible. So here comes the question. Problems related to the direct transmission of baseband signal. As we have seen that to transmit the lower frequency signal, we need a huge sized antenna, which is physically impossible to construct. Another is higher attenuation rate. So here comes the question, what we can do now. So here is the answer. If somehow we are able to convert that lower frequency signal into a higher frequency signal, then we can easily transmit that signal, because for higher frequency signals the wavelength will be shorter, and to transmit this shorter wavelength we need very small antenna. Now here comes the modulation. So in short, I can say that modulation is a technique for converting lower frequency baseband signal into higher frequency domain. But here is the formal definition of modulation. So you can see that a modulation is a technique to convert lower frequency signal into higher frequency signal. But formally we can say that modulation is a technique in which one of the parameter of the carrier wave is varied in accordance with the message signal. Actually we are not doing anything with the message signal, but we need to take another signal of higher frequency, and one of the parameter of that signal will be varied in accordance with that message signal to capture or to mimic that message signal. So what are the types of modulation? So there are two types of modulation. One is continuous or analog modulation, and another is pulse or digital modulation. As we have two types of wave, analog and digital, so there is two types of modulation. So continuous modulation is of two types: amplitude modulation and angle modulation. And angle modulation is further divided into two types: frequency modulation and phase modulation. And I'm not going to discuss about this part. So what do you mean by amplitude modulation, frequency modulation and phase modulation? So a wave, what should be the equation for a wave? Let's say that we have a signal called CT. So let's say CT is A cos omega t. Now here A is amplitude of this signal, omega is the angular frequency, or we can write omega as 2 pi f. F is the frequency, and there must be something added with this. This is the phase. So you can see that a wave has three parameters. So we can vary one of the parameter of this wave in accordance with that message signal to capture that message signal on it. As simple as that. Now let's try to talk about amplitude modulation. So in the case of amplitude modulation, the amplitude of the carrier is varied in accordance with the message signal to fit the message signal into this carrier wave. So the other parameters like phase and frequency will not be changed, but the amplitude of this wave, that is the carrier wave, will be changed. So what should be the diagram and how the amplitude modulation looks like? Let's say this is our message signal. It can be any signal. This is actually a baseband signal, which is denoted by MT. And let's take a sinusoidal wave of higher frequency. You can see that in less number of times it is completing more cycles. That's why the frequency of this signal is very much high, because frequency is nothing but cycles per second. And so what should be the structure of this wave after modulation, amplitude modulation? So the frequency will not be changed, but the amplitude will be varied to capture this message signal. So here is the diagram of amplitude modulation. Amplitude is varied to capture this message signal. This is in the both end. So this outlines are called envelope. You can see that the envelope actually mimics the message signal. So if somehow we are able to detect any one of this envelope, we can get back the original message signal from this modulated wave. This is not in the scope of this video. I will be discussing about demodulation in other videos. Let's try to focus on amplitude modulation. Now, what should be the equation of amplitude modulation? Let's try to derive. Let's assume that our message signal is AM sine 2 pi fmt, or we can write it as AM sine omega mt, because omega m is the angular frequency and this 2 pi this fm is the actual frequency. You can take any one of the signal. It can be any type of signal, a square wave, a cosine wave, anything. So this is our message signal. Now let's take another wave, carrier wave, which is denoted by CT, which is AC cosine omega CT. Now AC is the amplitude and omega C is the angular frequency of carrier. As I have told you that the carrier frequency must have to be high, so we can say that omega C is much more greater than omega M. Now let's assume that after modulation, the signal or the modulated signal will be called ST. So we have a carrier wave and whose amplitude is AC. Let's try to write the carrier wave. we have taken this carrier wave AC cos omega ct. Now in the case of amplitude modulation, the modulated wave should have the same frequency and phase like the carrier. So the frequency is not changed, but the amplitude must have to be changed. So here A is the changed amplitude. So we need to find out the term for A. So A should be AC. AC is the amplitude of the carrier wave, and something should be added to vary the amplitude of the carrier wave. So as I have told you that the amplitude must have to be varied in accordance with the message signal. So I'm writing MT and here putting a constant called K. K is proportionality constant. So now what I'm doing here, I'm putting the value of MT. We have chosen the value of the MT as AM sine omega MT. So that's why we are writing this value here. Now if we take AC common from here, you will get that 1 plus K AM, and here is no AC, so AC should be divided here, and sine omega MT. So basically this K AM, this is KM, this KAM by AC is modulation index, so we are writing it as mu. So we can put mu instead of KA AM divided by AC. So we have calculated the term, we have derived the term for AC. Now we can put this value of AC in this equation. So if we put this value, you will get the equation for modulated signal. So this is the equation for modulated signal. Now we have looked the waveform in the time domain, but what about the frequency domain? To discuss these signals in frequency domain, we need to learn about Fourier transform. So in my next video, I will be showing you some basics of Fourier transform and some properties and formulas of Fourier transform. Otherwise you will not get anything, how the spectrums are being plotted. So thank you very much for watching my video.